If you are at a point in your life where you're just complacent, again, not not in a bad place, just complacent, then remind yourself that you still have room to grow. I wanted to talk to you today about something important because I believe that you still have room to grow. And I want to remind you that you still have room to grow. Don't forget this. I'm talking to you specifically if you are midlife or older. So this is going to be for people who are 40 or older. And the reason this is an important discussion is because when you hit midlife and especially beyond, you get into certain routines, you have certain habits, and one day to the next, a lot of times doesn't change very much. You just fall into a pattern, and you can actually stop growing and stop learning and stop improving and stop leveling up. Not that you intend to, it's just that it happens that way because you're not intentional about continuously getting better and improving. So I want to talk to you today about that. And I'm going to talk to you specifically about why getting in shape and especially starting from midlife is actually a great idea. So if you have never been someone to go to the gym and work out, midlife is actually a great time to start doing that. I'm going to discuss that with you. So I want you to stick around. This is not going to be a long conversation, uh, but just stick around and hear me out. It's going to make sense. First of all, I am Mark Johnson, the founder of Bounce Pep, bringing you a fit and flourishing future. I'm also the youngest son of Bill Johnson. If you want to do something big with your life, if you want to identify your passion, if you want to connect with your purpose, then you go to the www.bouncepep.com website and you check out the Passion and Purpose Project. You come to Japan and work with us, and we'll get you on the right path. So, why would it be that starting to work out in midlife could be such a good thing? I mean, isn't that supposed to be for young people? Shouldn't you start out in your teens or in your 20s? Why midlife? Why is it a good idea? Well, I want to go back to what I originally was telling you about. In midlife and beyond, we get into certain patterns and certain routines, and life from day to day seems the same. And that's because, in fact, it is. And a lot of times, we can fall into certain patterns of behavior that don't lead to any growth. Now, I want you to understand that I'm not saying that this is that life is bad. I'm just saying that what happens is I don't want to call it a malaise because malaise has a negative connotation, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let's say that you're someone, you're not doing anything particular to get better every day or anything like that, but your life is going well. I mean, you're doing fine. You're relatively satisfied with the way things are going on. You're just not necessarily like progressing. You're not putting your mind to getting better every day. And so in that sense, while it's not a malaise, it is it is kind of what's a better word than malaise, because I don't like that word. It's kind of a complacency. That's the best word. It's as if you're complacent. So things are not going bad, but things are not going great either. Like you still have potential that you're not tapping. And this happens to a lot of people in midlife as they simply become complacent. The bills are getting paid. You can pretty much afford to buy whatever you want to buy. You can pretty much go where you want to go and do what you want to do. Maybe if you have kids, I mean, they're doing okay. Uh, Life generally speaking is fine, but you're still not really maxing out your potential, and you've just become kind of stagnant in a way, right? The reason why it's really good to start getting fit in midlife is because it can break you out of that complacency, and it can remind you of all of the growth that is still possible for you. And let me tell you, I speak from personal experience. I did not start working out until I was in my 40s. The first time I ever worked out was in my 40s. And I had a friend from Bulgaria. He had told me years before about, the benefits of working out and everything. And he was a guy who was always in the gym and he looked great and everything. And I mean, I heard him, but I didn't hear him. Like I didn't feel the inspiration to follow through at that time. And it took me about 10 years. But when I got into my 40s, I don't know. I remember what he told me about getting in the gym and working out. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to level up my life. I'm going to start with my physical fitness. I'm going to start to level up my life. Okay. And I just did it. And I want to encourage you, if you are at a point in your life where you're just complacent, again, not not in a bad place, just complacent, then remind yourself that you still have room to grow. Go get in the gym. If you have to hire a personal trainer, I know you got a little bit of money. Go, spend the money, hire a trainer. The trainer will help you not hurt yourself, and they'll obviously they'll teach you a correct form, and they can see things that you're doing that you can't see, so they'll be able to help you and basically correct you and guide you, and they'll be able to give you pointers on how to eat right and everything like that. So hiring a personal trainer is a great idea, but the general point is it's a great time for you to start getting in shape now, because what you're going to find out is that if you stick with it over time, you will see results. And you're going to start to feel changes before you see them. Okay, you're going to start to just feel more energetic. This is inevitable because I talk about this in if you go to my if you go through like the Bounce Pep library of videos, you'll see where I talk about like mitochondria and energy. You'll see some videos about that. So you can go and watch that. I don't want to get deep into that right now, but basically, when you start working out on a regular basis, you're going to notice that your energy levels rise. Right? That's one of the first things. Like, wow, you have this abundant energy, and then the next thing is you're going to notice that it really helps your mood. Sometimes you can be having kind of a rough day, and like you just get in the gym and it just helps so much. It helps with your mental fortitude, and it helps to change your mood. Sometimes it just flips that switch for you. You may be kind of in a down mood, and then you get that workout in, you have that kind of sense of accomplishment, and afterwards your mood is just better, and you realize the sky is now falling. So it's got a lot of not only physical benefits but mental benefits, and you can actually start to realize all of these benefits in midlife. You don't have to be, you know, it's not the case that you have to have always been working out, since you were young. No, you can start at any age. Okay, and midlife is a great time because that's particularly the time when people tend to get complacent with life. And I want you to understand something about midlife. Midlife is exactly what it is, midlife, all right? And even if you're beyond midlife, let's say that you're into your 60s. Well, look, in developed in economically advanced nations, people are living into their 80s now on average, all right? So even if you're 60, 65, you still probably have 15, 20 years to live, right? That's a long time. So you can get in shape and you can make those years like what do we say? You can make those years productive years. You can make those years energetic years. You can make those years really mean something, and hopefully you stay out of the hospital and off medications longer. So my point is, whether you're a bit older or whether you're just going into midlife right now, it's a great time to start and remind yourself that there is room for you to grow, and understand that when you start working out and you start seeing results, and especially when you start to actually see your body change, because it will, if you're working out with the right intensity and the right frequency, okay, then and you just stick with it over time, you're actually going to see your body physically start to change. You'll see it in the mirror, right? And then that's going to just be more evidence of how, like, you put your mind to something, you didn't give up on yourself, you gave yourself a chance, and you got better. And that's going to translate outside of the gym. It's going to make you start to just, I don't want to say it as if you never knew it, but it's going to remind you that there may be opportunities outside of the gym for you to grow as well, right? It starts in the gym, but everything that you do inside the gym is practice and preparation for life outside of it. All right. So this is my message for you today. Okay. All you folks out there who are midlife and older, it's a great time to start getting in shape. Start getting in the best shape of your life. And let me tell you, you can do it. When I got in shape in my 40s, I was in the best shape that I had ever been in my entire life. Like right now, I'm not going to tell you how old I am because I just want you to keep guessing. But I can tell you, I'm in better shape right now than I was when I was 20 years old. And I'm way, way, way past 20 now. Believe me. Okay. So you can do it. All right. Don't give up on yourself. Don't be complacent. There's still a lot of juice left in that. I mean, if you consider yourself a fruit, all right, a juicy fruit, there's still a lot of juice in there, okay? So squeeze out that juice. You got it. That's my message for you today, okay? I want you to take this with you, and I will talk to you next time.